Okay, back by popular demand, or I mean, I actually don't know how the last tier maker video went because I made it like a half hour ago and it's still rendering right now and I haven't even uploaded it yet. Not by back by popular demand, but just because I feel like doing it. This is the ultimate, is it ultimate? It's standard drink tier list maker, and it is made by Mino Mitsuna. All right. Um, Saw Northern Lion doing this one earlier, and I figured, what the hell? Let's rank some drinks. So I'm gonna change the names of these tiers right off the bat. I know he's been doing astounding as some of the top tiers, and I like that word. I just think it's really funny, so I'm going to use that. Um, haven't tried it is fair. I'm probably going to put haven't tried it for a lot of these drinks. This one, I'm reserving this for Vile Poison. I'm sure some of these drinks are going to go in that list. So yeah, I don't actually drink very much like drinks, especially not with meals. I tend to drink either water or fizzy water or nothing at all with my meals. And then, I have my standard drinks that I drink during the day, but I actually don't drink that many drinks. They have a lot of calories in them. Ooh, I'm going to call this not worth the calories. I'm typing with one hand because I'm holding the mic with another. That's why I type it so slow. I'll figure out what to name these later. But yeah, like I don't drink a lot of drinks because a lot of them have empty calories, and yeah, I'd rather not waste my calories on a drink unless it tastes really good. And a lot of drinks I find don't taste very good. Full disclosure, also, right now I am drinking a drink, but I'm not going to tell you what it is until later. But if you hear me like sipping something intermittently, it's the drink that I'm drinking right now. All right. I mean, because I'm slurping it, it's kind of a giveaway that it's a hot drink. I should narrow it down a little bit. All right, let's start. 2 minutes into the video. Video starts at 2 minutes for the pedantic commenter. All right, Monster Energy drink. I actually have never tried Monster Energy drink specifically. I have had a sip of Red Bull and it was Vile Poison, so I assume that Monster Energy drink is also Vile Poison. But to be fair, I have not tried it, so I haven't tried it. Silk almond milk. I assume they mean all almond milks, not just silk. It's not very good, not gonna lie. um, there's been a lot of anti-cow's milk propaganda going around nowadays. I'm just gonna put it here for now as a place marker while I talk about it. And to be fair, it's to counter a lot of the pro-cow's milk propaganda that was going around in the 80s and 90s. I am a child of the 80s and 90s, so I was injected with cow's milk propaganda. Not because of the propaganda, but because it is delicious. I do love cow's milk. I am lactose tolerant, unlike a lot of the world's population. I acknowledge that a lot of the world's population is lactose intolerant. So plant-based milk's good, also good for the environment. I acknowledge all those things. But yeah, just as a drink, almond milk is kind of whack. Yeah, I have not really had a good almond milk. It's all chalky and watery and yeah, not really. It doesn't even have that many calories, but I'm still going to put it in not worth the calories. Pepsi, Vile Poison. I generally just don't like sodas, but especially brown sodas. It's like, if I were really thirsty, that's also kind of what not worth the calories is. It's like, if I were really thirsty and there was nothing else to drink, I'd drink it. I wouldn't have to hold my nose while I drank it. I'd be able to get it down without gagging, but like a Pepsi, I don't know if I could drink this without gagging. It's just vile poison to me. Okay, water, have to say astounding. I do drink water every single day. I prefer fizzy water. If that's on this list, it will go in astounding above regular water. But yeah, water is great. I mean, you can have bad water. Don't get me wrong. Like, some tap water is pretty gross. Some kinds of bottled water, actually, I've found are pretty gross. They taste plasticky. But yeah, filtered water out of my Brita filter. Pretty astounding. Good drink, especially if it's cold. Chamomile tea. All right. Well, it doesn't have any calories. And it's not vile poison. Let's see. So I'm going to put it in B tier. And what am I going to call B tier? If I'm offered it. Yeah, if I'm offered it. Well, maybe once in a while. Once in While. Yeah, so I don't know why it's all like super far over to the left. Control E. Nopes. Once in a while. I don't know why it's all on the left like that. Anyway, yeah, chamomile tea, or chamomile tea, I don't know the correct way to pronounce that. It's kind of more like a medicinal thing for me, and it's like if I buy one of those packs, those variety packs of herbal tea, and it has chamomile in it, I'll drink it, because it's there and I paid for it, but like, I don't know if I would voluntarily like buy a whole pack of chamomile. It tastes like you steeped grass and weeds, like weeds specifically, in water, like flowery weeds. I mean, that is what chamomile is, it's flowers. I don't know, it doesn't taste that good, but it is kind of soothing on the stomach. It's a nice hot drink. If it's cold and like, I want a hot drink, but I don't want calories or caffeine, once in a while, chamomile tea hits the spot. That is not what I'm drinking right now, though. Okay, apple soda, specifically Fanta. Okay, I'm gonna be a little charitable here, since I don't think the Silk almond milk was Silk brand specifically, and it was just almond milk. I'm going to grant the same charitability to this apple soda business. I've never had Fanta apple soda. If you're talking about Martinelli's, that's really, really good stuff. I love it, but I kind of think it's its own thing. I was gonna pretend that this was Martinelli's, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to say I haven't tried it. If it's anything like Martinelli's, then it would be up here somewhere, either A tier or astounding. Pineapple soda. So I have not had Fanta pineapple soda, but I have had, oh god, what's that Mexican brand? I think it begins with a T. I don't know. But anyway, I have had pineapple soda, both made with Torani syrups that I've made at home. And, you know, that. Of all the sodas, pineapple soda is pretty dang good. I'm going to put once in a while. You know what? It's actually, like, good. It's actually something I enjoy. So I'm going to put it in A tier, and I'm going to say, would order at a restaurant. Is that correct? I always, it's not. Thank you, autocorrect. I always forget if it's like the U goes with the first A or the second A in restaurant. Restaurant. Okay. Would order at a restaurant. Pineapple soda. Yeah. I would definitely order a pineapple soda at a restaurant, especially if it was a Mexican restaurant. All right, I might have to reevaluate that later depending on what other drinks come up. Choco milk, chocolate milk. Okay, so real talk, there's a lot of bad chocolate milk out there. Like, just about any chocolate milk that's commercial chocolate milk is kind of vile. Like, not that great. It's way too sweet, not chocolatey enough. But homemade chocolate milk is quite nice. And assuming that it's like a good restaurant, I suppose I would order it at a restaurant. Yeah, do I like it as much as pineapple soda? Yes, I like it more than pineapple soda. Would order at a restaurant, assuming that that restaurant knows how to make good chocolate milk. Apple cider. Oh, I'm torn. I don't know whether to make this astounding or would order at a restaurant. Because I would not, well, I guess I would order at a restaurant. Again, if it was a good restaurant and I trusted them to have good apple cider. Not that instant crap. I'm imagining this is good, you know, natural pressed apple cider. And I imagine it's hot, because it's got the little cinnamon stick in there. Cold apple cider is pretty good too, but hot, man, it cannot be beat. You know, and I kind of OD'd on this a few autumns back. I drank way too much hot apple cider. I'm going to put would order at a restaurant, a little above choco milk. Grape juice. Okay, so grape juice, I would say it's not worth the calories. It's like teetering between not worth the calories and vile poison. Yeah, it's very sweet, especially like Welch's grape juice, very sweet. And I've only had it like a couple times. I think I probably had it like at a friend's house when I was a little kid. And then I had it a few times, like the church I went to, they did communion, but they were they were an evangelical Christian church, not a Catholic church. I think they do actual wine in Catholic churches. I don't actually know because I've never been to a Catholic church, but they did communion there with grapefruit juice would have been nice, grape juice instead of wine. And I don't know, one thing I was kind of weirded out by communion itself, it seemed like the thing a cult would do. No shade to you if you like communion and stuff, but yeah, I was kind of weirded out by it. It's not for me, and I didn't really like the taste of grape juice either, so not worth the calories. Now, Hermione, my very needy cat, is trying to step into my lap while I'm doing this. Dark coffee. So I'm assuming this means dark coffee as it is with nothing. I'm going to have to go Vile Poison there. I mean, I imagine if this is like the highest quality coffee and it's brewed to perfection by a barista, you know, it might not be so bad, but yeah, I don't see how anyone could stand drinking dark coffee with nothing else in it. It's just bitter and gross. And now my cat is blocking the next picture. Okay, now she's moving. Fanta Colita Soda. Never had it. Don't even know what it is. Energy drinks. Vile Poison. I have tried a little Gatorade here and there, and yeah, it's just... I don't know why anyone would voluntarily drink that unless they, like, really needed the electrolytes. Like, I guess that's valid. If you're an athlete, they probably are good for you in that regard. I've heard they're also good, like, if you're sick. They keep you hydrated. But yeah, not worth the calories, and they're vile poison. I'm also eating a little snack while I'm drinking, so I apologize if you don't like eating noises. I'll try to eat away from the mic. Okay. Protein shake. I don't know if I actually like protein powder. I've never used protein powder in anything. It just sounds gross to me. From the looks of this, I'm assuming it is just like your very basic, like, gym bro, run-of-the-mill sort of protein shake, and not a smoothie that has protein powder in it. I'm gonna put haven't tried it just to be fair, but I have a feeling it would be not worth the calories or vile poison. And again, I apologize for the mouth noises. I'm eating. And drinking while doing a drinks tier list. Root beer. I'm going to make some people upset, but vile poison. Like, it smells nice. And I think of all the vile poison sodas, it's probably the best. If that says anything. I'll put it above all of these. But yeah, I just don't like dark soda. And most sodas in general. Artificial and just taste bad. Chocolate milkshake. Okay. Milkshakes are just great in general. I don't have them very often anymore because they're very caloric. And also, I don't live in a very hot climate anymore. It doesn't get so hot. Well, now it does. Thank you, climate change. But yeah, I do love a good chocolate milkshake. Every once in a while, would order at a restaurant. I'm going to put that actually, I'm going to put that slightly below apple cider. Milk, astounding. I'm going to put it right above water. Showing my full hand here. I'm white. I'm lactose tolerant. I grew up drinking a lot of cow's milk. I still drink a lot of cow's milk. And that also is what I'm drinking right now. I'm drinking warm cow's milk. I don't think I can get any whiter than that. And I'm eating with it a date and some pecans. Sometimes I do like to add like a little sugar or honey and or vanilla in my warm milk, but this is completely plain because dates are very, very sweet. And it really complements it well. That's the thing. Milk... I love just chugging a glass of it. It's so incredibly refreshing. Like, if it's a hot day even, a nice cold glass of cow's milk, just chug that, 1 or 2%. Or if I'm having warm milk like I am now, 4% or whole milk is great, nice and rich. I like how, like, it is very caloric, but it also has a lot of nutrients in it. It's got protein, it's got fat, it's got all kinds of vitamins and minerals. It's food, really. It's kind of like a cross between food and drink. And I love that, like, if I need, well, like right now, I needed another like 300 to 400 calories, to have enough calories for my day. And so I got myself a nice big mug of warm milk, and with it I'm having a date and a few pecans, and it makes a nice little meal. And I could just have milk by itself, and that would be a little meal as well. It's just great. And it balances sweet stuff so well, so satisfyingly. I love cow's milk so much. And I'm sad that it's getting a lot of hate right now, but then again, more milk for me, so I guess I shouldn't complain. Okay, lemonade. So, I'm going to be charitable again, and assume that this is good lemonade, made with fresh lemons, and natural sugar, and it's not, like, made from concentrate, or it's none of that store-bought carton crap, because that stuff would be vile poison. I'm imagining, since it's in a jug, that it's good. I still don't drink it that often, And I think a lot of it's because it's kind of a hassle to make. And like once you've made it, it's not as good like the next day after it's been sitting in your fridge. So you kind of have to make it fresh every single time that you want to have it. Like I do anyway. I'm kind of a lemonade snob that way. Um, so I would order it at a restaurant, and I think I put it above apple cider. It is delicious. I love lemonade. If there were a way I could just like snap my fingers and have like freshly made, really good to my standard ice cold lemonade just appear before me, I would drink it more often. Also, lemons can get kind of expensive. Like it takes a good 2 at least lemons to make a glass of lemonade. And even at their cheapest, a lemon is like 33 cents a pop. So, you know, a glass of lemonade can run you as much as $1. So it's kind of expensive too, the way I like it again. But I'd order it at a restaurant if they made it the proper way, like this. Eggnog. I don't like the way eggnog is usually like traditionally made because there's booze in it, and I don't like booze. I like the way I make it, which is basically just like I put milk and eggs and sugar and vanilla extract in a blender, and I blend it until it's frothy and blended, and then I pour it into a wide glass, and then I top it with nutmeg, and it's delicious. That's kind of eggnog. It's a virgin eggnog. I'm gonna put once in a while, but definitely above chamomile tea. Orange soda. So of all the sodas, orange is one of the less offensive ones, but it's still not worth the calories. But it's high on the not worth the calories list. Milk tea. This is astounding, and oh god, I don't know whether to put it. You know, milk has to be top, and then milk tea below that. I like it cold and hot, although I greatly prefer it hot. I have milk tea like at least once a week. I make milk tea, but usually more like 2 to 3 times a week. It's so good. Like, it really just depends on whether or not I have the energy to clean the pot afterwards. That's kind of what dictates how often I make milk tea. Also the season. I'm much less likely to make milk tea in hot weather. Or like if it's the evening like it is right now, I just make warm milk instead because I can't do the caffeine. But yeah, milk tea is amazing. I like just taking a really good black tea and brewing that in a pot of milk, and then maybe adding a tiny bit of sugar or honey at the end after I've strained it. I also like adding chai spices in there. I'd say like half the time I make milk tea, it's also chai. There's a couple other blends, homemade ones that I like doing. There's one I do with coconut and cacao nibs and pecans with black tea. It's so good. But yeah, milk tea is amazing. It's astounding. Latte coffee. Alright. I very much like cafe lattes. I've had them like maybe 3 or 4 times now in my life. More and more I'm really liking coffee. As much as I hate dark coffee, I really like coffee that has dairy in it. At the very least, it has to have dairy. Like, I've had a cafe latte with no sweetener at all and just the frothed milk, and that was okay. That was passable. It's still better with a tiny, tiny bit of sweetener at least. I don't like it to be overwhelmingly sweet, but yeah. With dairy and froth, coffee's quite nice. With cream, it's even nicer. As ice cream, it's even nicer. Cafe latte, like, I've only had it 4 times in my life, but that's mostly just because I'm poor and I can't afford to, like, go out and get things. I would order it at a restaurant for sure. Man, at the end of a nice, satisfying meal, that would be great. Tea. So the way this tea looks in the picture, it's not the way I like it, but it just says tea, so I'm going to be charitable. It's astounding. I'm going to have to put that above milk, because I drink tea every single day, multiple times a day. Part of it is like a drug, an addiction, I'll have to admit. I like the caffeine. But yeah, it's astounding. I love all the different varieties of tea. Black tea is my favorite for sure. I like hot black tea brewed strong with cream and sugar, or if it's a fine quality tea, which I don't get anymore because again I'm poor, I can't afford high quality tea. I used to get David's tea for a while, and that's pretty good tea. And a lot of those teas you could just brew straight up and then just drink it, and it would taste really good. There was a tea place in Sacramento when I used to live there, Hina's tea, and that was also very good. You could just brew their tea straight up and drink it, and it was delicious. You didn't need anything, but you could add a little milk or something. Actually, controversial. I'm going to get canceled by all of Britain for saying this, but I do not actually like milk in tea. I like tea that is brewed in milk. That's what milk tea is. You take milk, you put it, well, at least that's how I make it. You take milk, you put it in a pot. I actually learned how to do this in Japan, incidentally. My first host mom would make tea this way. But yeah, you get some milk, you put it in a pot, and then you add tea grounds directly to the milk. You slowly heat it up. It takes like 10 minutes to heat up the milk. By the time it's lightly simmering, the tea has seeped into the milk. You strain out the tea leaves, and then you serve what's left over, sometimes with a tiny bit of sugar. It doesn't need that much because milk has natural sugars in it. Add a tiny bit of sugar or a tiny bit of honey, and it's so good. It's so smooth. It's so delicious. I do not like when you brew tea in water and then you add milk. It tastes really watery and just not good. Not at all good. Unless it's like super, super high fat content Jersey cow milk or something. It's just not good. I do not like milk in tea. If you're going to put dairy in it, canned milk is alright. Basically evaporated milk with like a lot of the water removed. So when you pour it in to the tea, basically the water in the tea is replacing the water that was taken out. And you're left with just milk. That works okay. And cream is amazing because of the high fat content. It makes everything really nice and rich and smooth. And it doesn't taste watery like milk does. But yeah, tea is astounding. I drink it every day. I like iced tea as well, but that might be a separate entry. Yeah, I see iced tea down here. Banana milk. I'm going to assume that this is fresh cow's milk blended with fresh bananas or frozen bananas, and I'm going to assume it's not something that is factory produced that you buy in a carton that uses banana extract or any artificial flavors. I actually have rarely had this. It's good. I very much like it. It's kind of on par with milkshakes. I make a smoothie, actually, that's essentially banana milk plus a spoonful or two of tahini and a dash of cinnamon, and it is delicious, and I love it. Yeah, I just don't really think to have just plain old banana milk. I guess it's not worth the trouble for me of getting out the blender and getting the blender dirty to make my banana milk. I'd rather just drink milk and eat a banana. I actually will often do that. I'm gonna do would order at a restaurant though, like assuming that it's a good place that is making it properly. My poor warm milk is getting cold. It's like I don't want to take too much time to drink it while I'm doing this since it's just my voice, and if I'm not talking it's really boring. There's just screen. I'm gonna take a bite of date right now and I'm gonna chew for a bit. I don't eat dates very often, but I got some for a video for my cooking channel. And I discovered that they're very delicious if you eat them with nuts. Because nuts and sugar are just delicious, and dates are basically sugar. They're incredibly sweet if you've never had dates before. They're like the sweetest dried fruit. I don't know, maybe figs are sweeter. Depends. But yeah, they're super good with nuts. And milk balances out the sugar as well. Okay, bubble tea. This particular bubble tea looks like it's ube. Ube is nice. Bubble tea, there's a lot of variety in there. Like, I've had some bubble tea. I had coconut bubble tea near where I live. Got it at H Mart, actually. I recently learned that that's a big chain. Initially, I thought that it was like a local, like, Seattle area chain, but it's actually, like, all over. But yeah, bubble tea. I like just plain, like, milk tea, but I don't really like the bubbles. I don't really like the boba. I like them okay if they're not the tapioca. That's the kind I don't like. I like them okay if they're sort of like the jelly variety. Like, I've had a boba before that had a lychee flavored jelly. It was like a coconut boba, coconut tea with lychee. It was like a sweet coconutty drink. It didn't really taste much like tea. There's a lot of variety in there. I'm going to put once in a while. And I put it a little above eggnog if I can. I'll do it this way. Vanilla milkshake. Okay. Now here's the thing. I like vanilla ice cream much better than chocolate ice cream. But when it comes to milkshakes, I prefer chocolate milkshake over vanilla milkshake. In fact, I think I'm even going to put this vanilla milkshake below Choco Milk. Something about that, I don't know, if it's a milkshake, I prefer chocolate over vanilla. But if it's ice cream, I prefer vanilla. But yeah, really good. Would order at a restaurant. Strawberry milkshake. So again, I'm going to be charitable and assume that this is good strawberry ice cream. There's a lot of, variety. And I put that below chocolate milk, below chocolate milkshake, above chocolate milk. I do like a good strawberry milkshake. Like, if you take vanilla ice cream, add milk, and add fresh strawberries, that's really good. Same goes for banana milkshakes. Those are great. God, do I even like this better than chocolate milkshake? I might. It really depends on my mood. I think I kind of like them almost equally, but chocolate has a little edge. I really like chocolate milkshakes. Lemon soda. This is Sprite on the picture, but there is a difference between the lemon sodas. Sierra Mist, I don't actually know what it's called right now. They rebranded somewhat recently. But I like Sierra Mist. It has this nice, refreshing quality to it. But yeah, of all of the commercial mainstream sodas, lemon sodas are the ones that I actually like. And I'm going to go with once in a while. You know what? I'm going to have to bump that up to would order at a restaurant. Because I do sometimes, if I go out for pizza, lemon lime soda. Unless they have a better soda than that. But yeah, I have to have soda with my pizza. Especially if I eat it out at a restaurant. And usually it's going to be lemon lime soda. If we go to the movies and I have popcorn, lemon lime soda. The movies is a restaurant, so would order at a restaurant. Strawberry milk. Okay, so again, I'm assuming that this is good strawberry milk, not artificially flavored. In the picture, there's fresh strawberries in there, so I think it's a fair assumption. This is really good. I used to drink this a fair amount. One of my host moms in Japan would make it for me. I would make it for myself sometimes. It's really nice if you use frozen strawberries, because then it's practically like a strawberry milkshake, just lighter and not so sugary. Yeah, I'm going to have to put this at would order at a restaurant. But I think a little lower than a strawberry milkshake. It depends on what mood I'm in, really. But yeah, that's good stuff. Iced tea. I do like this, and I drink it a lot in the summertime. And again, I'm imagining that this is good iced tea. I like it lightly sweetened. I don't really like it unsweetened. Unless it's a certain kind of iced tea that lends itself well to being unsweetened. Like oolong. It doesn't look like this one is oolong. It looks like it's more like a southern. I'm just putting it here as a placeholder. But yeah, I drink it almost daily in the summertime, but that's more sort of out of necessity. It's I want my caffeine, but by the time it's late morning, it's a little too warm for me to drink hot tea, so I drink iced tea. But it's I'm drinking it mostly purely for the caffeine at that point, not so much because I like it. I do like it, but I don't think it belongs in astounding. I'm going to have to put it at would order at a restaurant, and I would order it at a restaurant. It's a really good pairing to eat with food. I mean, that's partly I don't know if I like it more than a cafe latte or apple cider, but I would order it probably more than anything else at a restaurant because it goes really well. If I go out to lunch and I still could have some caffeine before I reach my daily quota, iced tea is nice. It tends to be less expensive. It's really refreshing, and it tends to go really well with whatever you eat. So would order at a restaurant. Green tea. This, again, it really depends on if it's good green tea or not. Man, most of the green tea I've had is not very good. I got spoiled. I was in Japan, and I had really good green tea there. If you get the shincha, that's the newest, the new harvest, comes out around May, June, I believe. I guess it depends on where in Japan you are. The better green teas tend to come from Shizuoka Prefecture. But anyway, yeah, green tea, if it's good, if it's fresh, if it's well prepared, once in a while it is nice. I'd say it's better than chamomile for sure. I think it's the best once in a while. I would order it in a restaurant if I trusted the restaurant to make good green tea. Oh goodness, maybe I should order it at a restaurant. Because, like, good green tea is really good. It hits the spot. It's not that it's really good, it just really hits the spot. You know, I'm going to put it above pineapple soda. Would order at a restaurant, assuming that it was good green tea and I trusted the restaurant and that I was eating something like senbei crackers, or like, it's really good with rice, any kind of ricey dish. Green tea is quite nice. Okay, I think this is soup. Yes, soup. So soup, uh, invoking Japan again, they describe soup as something you drink rather than eat. Like, in English, we'd say you eat soup, which is kind of weird because soup is a drink. I mean, it depends on the soup. Like, this soup looks very consomme-ish, very liquidy. Soup is great. I mean, all soup in general. I'm gonna have to go with astounding because I really like soup. It's food. I generally prefer food over drinks anyway, so it seems weird that I would put soup and astounding on a drinks tier list, but whatever. That's what we're doing. Sparkling water, astounding. I love. Am I putting that over milk? Wow, that's a bit sacrilegious. I certainly drink it more often than milk. Like, I don't drink milk as much straight up as I used to. I used to drink like 3 glasses a day. Like, I would drink milk with every single meal. But then when I became a little more calorie conscious, I was like, that's a lot of calories. Like, a glass of milk, incidentally, like a glass of 1% milk, depending on how big your glass is at least 200 calories. So if you're drinking 3 of those a day, that's like 600 calories of just milk. And if you're eating like 2,000 calories a day, that's almost a third of your calories is just milk, which is kind of excessive even if you like milk. So I haven't been drinking it as much, mostly just for health reasons, or calorie reasons rather. But I do drink sparkling water every single day, because water, it does its job, but it's kind of boring. It's like, I would much rather have sparkling water. I love how refreshing it is. I love how I have bad allergies and I'm almost always congested, and I find sparkling water cuts through my snot really nicely. So yeah, I have a soda stream. Like, I make my own sparkling water. I haven't been able to have any recently because my canisters ran out of fizz and I wasn't able to get them refilled at the place I usually refill them because they were out of spare canisters. So, and I can't afford to refill them right now anyway, so it's just as well. But yeah, I love sparkling water. Much better than soda. It's astounding. Tropical juice. I'm going to once again assume that this is good tropical juice. Maybe it's like freshly made, like a blend of pineapple and guava and stuff. I would definitely order that at a restaurant. Probably here or so. And it depends on the restaurant, you know. Like, if I'm at a Mexican restaurant and they've got a tropical juice and it's good, I probably would order that. I like tropical juice. Again, assuming that it's good. I've had fresh mango juice in Japan, actually. It was by, I think she was an Indian immigrant. I think it was in Osaka. It was on our school field trip thing, Shugakuryoko. It was delicious. I love mangoes, and the mango juice was delicious. It was freshly made. But yeah, fresh tropical juice is hard to beat. Fake stuff is probably crap. Grape soda, I've actually never had it. I assume I would not like it, but I haven't had it. Ginger tea. This is a kind of on par with chamomile. Yeah, it's nice if you have an upset stomach. It can be kind of nice every once in a while if you want a hot drink, but you can't have calories or caffeine. And it's there. It does its job. I like it all right, but once in a while. Fruit punch. So I've only had commercial fruit punch. I imagine if I had good, like, freshly made fruit punch, it would probably be pretty good. But since I haven't really had, you know, that's not true. I have had. I myself made my own fruit punch once. I had like orange and strawberry and watermelon and pineapple or something in there. It was good. And this one looks like it's homemade. So you know what? I would order this at a restaurant as well. Right by tropical juice, probably. Ooh, coffee with cream and sugar. Now we're talking. I would definitely order this at a restaurant. Would I order it over latte? You know, I like the foam of cafe latte. I'm gonna put it, you know, this is kind of more like if I'm at a restaurant and I really need caffeine, then I'll have a cup of coffee with cream and sugar. I'd rather have latte. I'll put it by the green tea. Cappuccino, cappuccina. If you watch the Great British Bake Off most recent season, you'll know who I'm impersonating there. Uh, Cappuccino and latte are practically the same thing. I think one of them just has more foam or something. I'm just going to put it next to the latte because it's basically the same thing. 7 Up, so they say lemon soda and it's Sprite, and then they have 7 Up. So 7 Up is one of the more inferior uh, lemon lime sodas, but I would still probably order at a restaurant. But it's like my last choice of all the lemon lime sodas. Top choice is Sierra Mist. Second choice is like generic brand lemon lime soda. Third choice is what? Does Slice still exist? I think there was a soda called Slice. I remember drinking it a few times when I was a kid. Maybe it doesn't exist anymore. But then Sprite, then 7 Up is like the bottom, I'd say. Although sometimes they're different if they're fountain drinks. Dunno. Coke. Vile poison. My husband's going to yell at me for saying that. This is like his. He guzzles this like water. He loves Coke. He's addicted to it. I hate it. I think it tastes disgusting. I don't know what he sees in it. I feel so resentful, like having to buy these like 2-liter bottles of it every time I go grocery shopping for him. Vile poison. Red wine. That is also vile poison. I love the smell of it though, so I'm gonna put it at the top. And here's the thing, I love it in cooking. I can't make spaghetti sauce without it. Add a nice gulp of red wine to your tomato spaghetti sauce, and it makes it so much tastier. Deglaze pans with it. You know, put it in sauces and soups and stews. Red wine is great. White wine is great. But drinking it straight, I would not be able to drink that without like plugging my nose and then taking it in small sips and following it with a chaser of like, I don't know, a strong drink that I don't mind, like iced tea or I don't know. Yeah, and I also just don't like alcohol. So, vile poison. Beer, kind of the same reason. I would put beer in not worth the calories, actually. I actually kind of like beer-ish. Like, of all of the alcoholic beverages, if I have to get drunk, like, I used to occasionally get drunk for my friends' amusement because I get really cuddly when I'm drunk. And I'm usually kind of standoffish, so they're always amused. If I have to get drunk, beer is okay. I used to like beer when I was a little kid, apparently. But yeah, it's kind of bitter, and that varies greatly as well. There's a lot of different kinds of beers. I'm sure some of them are okay. But it's not worth the calories. Beer is really caloric. Diet Coke, vile poison. You know, it's slightly above the other vile poisons, because at least there's no calories. At least it's not a waste of calories. But it still tastes disgusting. Orange juice. So I'm going to assume, since there are fresh oranges in this picture, and it's not like a Tropicana carton, that this is freshly squeezed orange juice. And yeah, I'm going to put it up here with the other juices. I don't know, something about fresh squeezed orange juice, that really hits the spot. It is delicious. It's like almost even astounding, as lemonade is almost astounding. Yeah, fresh squeezed orange juice is great. Really tangy, not too sweet. From a jug, it's not that great, but, you know, it'll do in a pinch. Pear juice. I have had pear juice when I've made green juice for myself. I like to do like either apples or pears blended with spinach or kale, and it's delicious, like as a base for the green juice, but I've never had straight up pear juice. I imagine it would be really tasty, but to be fair, I have not tried it. But since I imagine it's really tasty, I'm going to put it at the top. I'm going to put this closer as well. I haven't exactly been ranking all of these perfectly in order. Red Bull. This is one of the energy drinks that this is the one that I did try, and it is vile poison. Yeah, I don't see how anyone can stand it. But, you know, it gives you power and energy, so cool. Oat milk. I am curious to try this. Like, I have a feeling that of the plant-based milks, I might prefer this one over a lot of the other ones I've tried. But I've not tried it, so I'll put it up here. Coconut milk. Coconut milk is more like an ingredient than a drink. I have drunk it before, like just straight up out of the can. It's okay, actually. It's just very, very thick. There's also the coconut milk that's meant for vegans that you buy in the box, and it's very watered down. And it's similar complaint that I had with almond milk. It's just chalky, and it's not really a drink. But I love using coconut cream and coconut milk in curries and other recipes and stuff. But yeah, as a drink, I'd say it's not worth the calories, but it's like one of the better drinks that's not worth the calories. Apple juice. Too sweet. I greatly prefer apple cider. The solids in there just really help round it out. The juice by itself is a little too sweet. That's one of those things like you drink it if someone offers it to you, or you're thirsty, or you're sick or something. It's not worth the calories. It's okay, but I'm gonna put it at the top of not worth the calories. And last of all, soy milk. I actually haven't tried this. I've probably had it in things, but not straight up. All right, so there you have it. In case you were curious of what drinks you should be drinking, astounding, we have tea, sparkling water, milk, cow's milk, thank you very much, milk tea made with cow's milk, thank you very much, water, and soup. Would order at a restaurant. There's actually a lot of drinks here that I would order at a restaurant. And let's remind everyone that this is assuming the lemonades and the juices are the good version of them, and not the crappy carton. You got iced tea, lemonade, orange juice, apple cider, tropical juice, fruit punch, latte, cappuccino, chocolate milkshake, strawberry milk, choco milk, vanilla milkshake, banana milk, green tea, hot coffee with cream and sugar, pineapple soda, lemon soda, and 7-Up. Every once in a while, I might have a bubble tea or an eggnog or a chamomile tea or a ginger tea. Not worth the calories, apple juice, orange soda, coconut milk, beer, almond milk, and grape juice. Vile poison, we've got red wine, Diet Coke, root beer, Coke, Pepsi, dark coffee, energy drinks, and Red Bull. And then haven't tried it, but I would like to try pear juice and oat milk. I kind of like to try soy milk. I think it probably has a better consistency than a lot of the other plant-based milks. I would try Fanta apple soda, because I do like Martinelli's. I don't think I would like Monster. I don't think I'd like grape soda or protein shake. And I don't know what this Kalita soda is. I might try it if somebody offered it to me. But there you have it. That is my drink tier list. And now you all may hate me or love me accordingly based off of my decisions. Bye!